Here's the key to successful marketing. You must be able to enter the conversation taking place in the head of your prospects. Or another way to look at it is every time you have one question at just the right time. The conversation that's taking place has two major points. There's a problem they have and they don't want, or there's a result they want, but they don't have. That's as simple as that. We have what we call the conversion equation. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Sounds simple, and for the most part, it is. Interrupt is your headline in your advertising. What catches the attention? The engage is your subheadline. The next line down. Educate. Give the consumer or the client knowledge, information, essential to prove that we are better than everybody else. Also called a market dominating position. And the offer must be so compelling and so irresistible, your prospects can't turn it down. Now, because of everyday's commercials and advertising, it takes probably 20 to 100 touch points by every time you're seeing Procter & Gamble or you're seeing that yogurt container. Before you actually make the decision to buy it, you're probably going to get hit by about 100 times of watching it go by. By following the conversion equation, we drop that to 5 to 12. By getting their attention with something that makes sense to them, and I've got some pictures here I'll show you here in a minute, that makes sense. Most businesses don't follow up with their prospects at all. You know, that database they have of all their customers, they don't follow up. They're all after what we call the 1% buyers. 90% of all advertising goes after these guys on the right-hand side. This is the buyer's journey. Future buyers, soon-to-be buyers. Doesn't matter when you're talking to them down here on the left-hand side. All of the advertising says, buy me now, buy me now. Don't worry about it, come back. All right. What's the offer in this? This is the similar 99%. That's that 90% of everybody we're talking about. Get your free retirement. Here's my phone number. Fill in the blanks. Give me your life story. Here's another 800 number. Call me now. Every time you hear or see, call me now, what it's actually coming in the back of your head is, sell me something. You're going to try and sell me something. Same thing here, chiropractic and acupuncture. You know, what's the offer? There is no offer here. It's just, call us. We're great, call us. The buyer's journey starts out, why should I buy? You know, that's nice. It's a new blue widget. Why should I buy it? You travel here as it gets down to the soon-to-be buyers. Why shouldn't I buy? It's a good thing for me. Yeah, makes sense. Now let's go back over to here. Who should I buy for? I've transitioned. I've got through this 99%, and I'm now into this little window over here called the 1%ers. Who should I buy from? That's where all the advertising is going at these days. But because you're doing things this way that we're going to show you, you've been started way back here in the minds of all these people with all those touch points. And we're giving information. We're not trying to sell. We're trying to educate them so that they'll move themselves down this right-hand side. Make sense? All right. I can hear your head rattling.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure that I'm on mute because you're giving a lot of great information.
All right. All right. Here is another example. This is a past success for us. Does this look familiar? It's a functional duplicate of the two we just saw.
Nice.
9 things here. I'm a child psychologist, parenting advice resources, Dr. John Smith. 9 things here, blah, 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 blah. Phone number, free consultation, just like everybody else. How about this one?
Nice.
See that top one?
Right, right. The value's right there, right up front.
Interrupt. That was the first one. That conversion equation, interrupt, got your attention. This is the problem they have and don't want.
Mhm.
Now, the next one down. Now you can discover secrets to controlling your child and instantly restore peace. There's the result. Here's the doctor's video script. As you are pioneering, I'm not going to read all this, but as a parent, you're struggling, of course. Is your child yelling and screaming at you while often displaying belligerent, sometimes threatening? My name is Dr. John Smith. I help parents like you every day learn techniques that I solve frustration. And in fact, let me prove it to you. Here's the offer. Enter your first name, not last name, and email in the box on the right, and I'll send you a series of 60-second techniques that will immediately restore peace and quiet to your home. That sounds like a gotcha.
Well, I like that, to your back slide, because you're giving them something that is actionable,
Yep.
to the person. It's not like I need to have a consultation with you and we need to schedule it out in the future sometime. No, here's something that you can immediately do before you even talk to me.
And this is the education, this is the benefit, this is the nurturing of a potential client. Put it in here, put your name in, away you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here are some original sales statistics. He got about 300 leads a month on this. This wasn't bad.
No, it
wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Right.
His average conversion with call was about 10%. So he got 30. Send me the information. I want a free consultation. About 10% of those actually consented to a consultation, and he's a pretty good closer. All 3 became clients. And look down here, represents the typical 1% conversion rate. Okay. This one, oops, still gets 300. There's no magic, but we doubled the interest. 60 people now wanted to talk. Average, we're leaving with the 10% consent to consultation, and he now closed all 6. He hasn't, he's just the same. So now you're down to 10, the same 20%, 10%, but now you've got 6 additional, or 6 patients out of that routine. Average sale, $800.
Wow.
For a monthly consultation, or in this indeed, for the way he does work.
And what I like about this slide, it is showing individuals and business owners and marketing, operations folks, that you can still have the same amount of leads that you had before. So your spend is the same. It's just your message.
The message is everything. Yeah, the message is everything. And some of the other training we've got in the other slides that we sit down as we guide you through the steps moving forward. Those are absolutely right. The message, the timing, it's one of those things. If you tell somebody something long enough, even if it's a bold-faced lie, they'll eventually believe it because they've heard it so many times. Now, nice thing, average sale, $800. That's $2,400 a month increase. Oh, they're saying, wait a minute, 800 times 6, that's 4,800. But you got to remember, we're talking increases to his revenue. He started with 3. Yeah, we'll credit him for 3. He gets to start with 3 on this. 24. How's your calculator? What is that annually?
Wow. Well, that's huge.
That's just for doing one thing.
Hmm.
So can you understand, or is it believable, I guess is a better thing, of how we got a $60,000 a year customer up to 500,000?
Yeah, and
This
that's the
was 30.
beautiful nature of simple math, but
Exactly.
also of, like you're talking about, if you're following specific formulas and twist and tweaking and split
Yep.
testing what works with your
Yep.
messaging, you can still spend, the 20, 30, $40,000 a month on your advertising spend and keep that the same, but really focus on what your message is and really nail down to that those offers.
It gets down to that conversion equation. Interrupt, find the problem they have and the answer they don't. And it'll work every time. Okay, the other one is on this, joint ventures. Now, this isn't GM and Pontiac getting together or Goodrich and one of the airline companies. This is two or more businesses that decide to form a partnership to share markets, usually under some sort of a revenue share arrangement. The key to creating a successful joint venture for our small businesses is to find partners who service exact same type of clients that need or want what you sell. On this one, we're talking about, this is the easiest one to point out, the wedding industry. We're going to talk about being a florist. Okay, there's a jeweler, the engagement ring comes, guy buys that, and all of a sudden, guess what happens? It falls into place. The wedding present, the chapel, the reception, wedding dress, florist, wedding cake, printers. You could go down into what falls below it, where they're going on the honeymoon. Any uh, travel agent type stuff. Okay, everybody above the florist is in an ideal position to refer business to the florist. Everybody below the florist is in an ideal position, perfectly positioned to receive referrals from the florist. Okay. Could the florist obtain one referral each month, from just one of the businesses above? Next, could the florist send one referral down chain? Well, if you go up chain, it says the average sales price for the florist wedding flowers is $3,000. We just said something, keeping this ultra conservative, one per month.
Right.
Okay, so she's working making glad handing, doing the networking. Hey, here's some flowers for your front office.
Right.
Whatever it takes. Okay, she's nurturing that chain. That's 36,000 a year.
And that's huge. And that's just building those relationships.
That's building the relationships and getting the referrals. But that's just one per month.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like I'm on my door every day saying, hey, I need another client. I need another client. Send me more. Send me more. Oh,
Right.
hey, thank you very much. And like I said, here's another bouquet for your front desk. Or when is your wife's birthday? We'll send her a dozen roses free of charge. Something like that. Something that the roses would probably get thrown out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, it sure makes brownie points for whoever you send them to. Things like that. Okay, if the average sales price for a wedding cake is also $3,000, the florist receives a 10% referral fee. Then there's an annual of 3,600. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh, wedding cakes. We're going down the chain now.
Right.
Okay, so $3,000 per wedding cake. Well, going down, remember we said there was a mutual agreement, revenue sharing? Say it's only 10%. And I'm going to give you a lead for a cake. It's $3,000. I get $300 of it. Not a problem. So there's one a month on that. Guess what? That's $3,600 just for passing it along. Now printing, $1,000, 10% again, that's an extra $1,200. All these little tiny increments are what improve your cash flow. It improves your revenue, and it gives you about $41,000 in annual revenue, just based on that.
Right.
And I like this line right here. Ultra conservative numbers.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's because it's showing, it's just one. It's how well you are building that relationship, and then how large is that chapel? Or there could be, of course, more than just one per month. But if you're looking at it that way, that should really get an owner, an entrepreneur, out of their comfort zone and get out and start making those relationships, no matter what. Right.
Absolutely. Networking is everything as far as developing, your sales channels, your joint ventures, whether it's the Chamber of Commerce, the BNI events, picking up the phone. I laugh every time I do this because I am guilty of the same thing. When you sit down and you're ready to make a phone call, did you realize that phone used to be the old pick up the phone bit? This phone now weighs 2,000 pounds.
Because all the information.
This is all, well, no, this is the 2,000-pound phone. I can't move it.
Yeah, right.
I can't pick it up. Oh, what am I going to do?
Right. It's like,
it's just getting off. It's getting off your rear end and just picking it up and saying, hey, I'm going to call 100 people and introduce myself. And of course, before you do this, you've really got to have it down pat as to what you're trying to accomplish. So I'm going to call these 100 people. I've got a predetermined idea and a concept. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to the wedding dress people, the reception venue, the church, all of these people. You've got a reason why they should do business with you, because you're going to make sure that your floral arrangements are the best they've ever seen. And that's going to be, even though it's just the florist, who put it together? The wedding planner. Julie. I'm getting married next week. Who did your lovely, arrangements? Oh, the wedding planner so-and-so did. She may not remember the florist name.
Right.
She might, so that's a direct connect there. But all of that, if you provide superior service, superior product, you get remembered.
Exactly. And I think that, showing this example, and then when working with folks, making this thing a little bit lighter than the 2,000 pounds, it's like, no, this is not 2,000 pounds. This is like $40,000.
This is your best friend.
Waiting for you to just take advantage of it.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, this is the other one. It says 5 things every bride should know to avoid. This is kind of an informational packet that you could send out to all your clients that would kind of help solidify your relationship on any of your clients moving forward, either in the value chain or in an actual direct client. Okay. Remember this one?
Yep.
Okay, 28,000 annual. He had 300 leads. And this gets back to what I said earlier about nobody follows up. 60 opt-ins. We got that from the other screen. And okay, down at the bottom, he got 6 clients at the bottom. That means that 54 prospects did not engage. Those 54 go back in next month. And then we're just going to drip it through, drip nurturing. Out of that, we get 2. So this is reducing returns here. It's not working quite right.
Right.
But you didn't do anything for this.
Right.
This is the 54 that's in the database that gets entered in and automatically funnels back through. So that process is there, and every month it cranks down and 2 more come out. Think of it this way. This is what it looks like over a year. The 52 or the 54 turns into 52, turns into 50, 48, 46, 44. But guess what? You're still getting the original out of every month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is what it does. The problem with this, and there's a good side and a downside to everything. Though that sequence works. 3,600 prospects. At the end of the first year, the squeeze page generated initial 72 clients in 12 months. Drip can do 156 new clients that would never have converted without it.
Mm.
Well, okay, 72, that's 228. Looks good. All right, so by month 12, he's getting 30 new patients every month. Anybody see a problem?
Yeah, how's it going to handle all that?
Bingo.
Wow, there you go.
Logistics are everything. I mean, it sounds good, but depending upon the business, and the same strategy works with any business, it's just targeting the right markets.
Mm-hmm.
If you get into this situation, it's open a new branch. It's open 2 new branches. Okay? You're generating a heck of a lot of cash flow because of the original buildup. Have you put enough money away that you can rent something and build it out, without going into debt to do it? Does it make sense to bring on another partner? Has your current facility, have you got another 2 or 3 exam rooms that are lying dormant? Bring in a partner or bring in a new employee. So logistics are where everything is going at this point. What happened here was he turned it off.
Oh, wow.
He says, I can't, it's still doing it.
Excuse me. You're fine.
There's one for the edits.
Yep.
This one, you can turn it off and turn it back on. The logic is always there. The other thing is you could start referring out to other agencies, to other people, or to other psychiatrists. Okay? So we just saw that little tiny increments got you anywhere from 20,000 to 40,000 in revenue. What will your revenue, thinking of your numbers, and this is the question to all of our viewers, what will your revenue look like when you get to 50% increases?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to move into that $500,000? Or if you're at a $500,000, are you ready to hit 2 million? And in what time frame? When you exercise 2 of these 8 that we talked about, you just created the beginning of a system for your business. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, and you don't get hit by a truck.
Right.
If you've got a system, consistent large number of leads, conversions, ongoing basis, then it doesn't rely on you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that if you're self-sustaining, you don't have to be there. If you're thinking long-term and you're at an age like I am, that I enjoy doing what I'm doing. That's why, I retired in 2001. So this is doing it because I like it.
Right.
For those that are not fortunate enough to be in that position, but are building a business and they want to retire someday, this is what's going to allow it to happen. The system and consistency and self-sustaining. policies and procedures will be in place when it works. So not only economic freedom, but freedom of time. And I don't know about you, but my time is worth a whole lot more than the money.
Yes, yes. Nowadays, it's like, we have this time, and then it's like, what are we doing with it?
Yep.
And nurturing with their family members, or, connecting with
And
other individuals.
that's absolutely correct. I mean, right now, if you're in a position where you can hang on to your employees, please do so. Even if you do the same thing with your employees that you did with your landlord, and saying, okay, everybody knows that we can either close the doors and everybody goes home and doesn't get paid, or everybody can work on half wages for the next 3 months and you'll have something coming in. At least you're trying to stretch into your where you should be ethically, in my point of view. This is your family, even though it's, they go home to a different house at night. It's important that everybody takes care of everybody at this point in time. So,
Totally agree. No,
do you want to talk about this?
Oh yeah, a little surprise. Yeah. Well, I love little surprises. What you got for us?
All right, you and I have worked on something that will be a benefit to your clients, and it's for taking the time to have me on today. We're going to have the COVID recovery bundle. Okay, it is the customer input. It's going to be an audit document that I'll send to you, to the clients, potential clients. It's going to take them about 2 to 3 hours to put all the fields in, do the research, whatever it takes to put the numbers in place. Every one of these that I've done on a full audit like this, it's been a definite eye opener for any of the businesses that I've dealt with. There's one of these, a couple of them have come up and said, I didn't know, and fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about such and such. I didn't know that we were spending so much money on this. Or, I can't believe we're giving it away. That kind of thing. So it'll take them that. They'll send it back to me. Then they'll be entitled to a 1-hour virtual mentoring call with me. We'll get on into Zoom, do exactly what we're doing here, and we'll do the review with the profit analysis software 2.0. And that'll go through everything that they've just given to me in that form. I will take the time, analyze it, put it in the software, and then talk with them and review it. It'll identify a key to-do list for them to achieve their goals. It'll also get it's in a PDF format, a professional roadmap report. What are out of those strategies, primarily the 8 strategies, and there's thousands more we have. Mm-hmm. Of those 8, what makes sense to do in what order to get you the optimal, a lot of the questions we'll go through are what's missing in the way you do business. Wow. Okay, so once that's all in place, it's all put in the computer and comes out. Normal price on that, I charge $2,000. As you and I've come to an understanding on this, you're going to cover this for them. Yep. And so their cost on this is absolutely free. You're picking it up.
Yeah, no, it's the value of individuals just showing, folks, as you're listening through everything that we just talked about with Steve, I want to make sure that you're connecting with the right type of individuals who have that kind of that mentoring and consultative heart. Not a sales this type of person. You're not going to get any of that with the folks that who are on my team and my partnerships. And Steve, I want to thank you for helping out just all the clients that I have, and then the referrals that I send over to you. Just do a great job. So thank you so much. And folks, I appreciate it. That we're going to make sure we're going to connect and get a lot of those.
Okay, we'll come back on here.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Thank you. It's all right. it's making sure that, one, we're going to be able to help businesses out during this time, because the situation is that this will happen again. This is not this is like a long, the COVID-19 is something for a once in a lifetime thing, but the economy goes up, it goes down. There's always issues and challenges and problems from one aspect to another. So now's the time to really focus in getting prepared for what's coming next in your life, because you might have to cut expenses, but you don't have to cut dreams. And
Exactly.
that's what this opportunity that, my partnership with Steve, and I'm taking care of the things for good folks who subscribe and make sure that they want some great information. We're going to give you that value. So Steve, thank you so much for your time today.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody. And I look forward to seeing everybody soon.
All right, wonderful.
Take care.
All right.